What you guys, got another video here for you on the Ultimate PC Maintenance Tool, or script if you want to call it, because it is a PowerShell script, but you could basically create a GUI interface for the front end for this if you wanted to, or even make it into a executable file if that's what you want to do. But I'm going to leave this as a PowerShell script, as you can see right here. It's got a batch file launcher on here, which you just have to click on, and it will make sure it bypasses all of the permissions, so it opens up perfectly fine as administrator, as you can see right here. And it looks something like this. Now, it's work in progress, but I think this is going to be a great little tool to be able to maintain your system and basically do some maintenance tasks. It's not a debloater as such. It's not going to be made for debloating Windows. There's plenty of other options available out there. This is just a script which will help you do PC maintenance on your system, which I think will be quite useful for a lot of people and also for a lot of PC repair techs. So you can see the first option is System Restore Utility. You can view restore points, you can create new restore points and clear all system restore points, or you can just skip onto the next section, because I've broken it down into sections to hopefully make it easier for people to navigate. If I wanted to create a system restore point, you need to make sure the system restore service is turned on, and we can now to give it a name. So I'm going to give it before tweak and basically press enter, and it's now going to create a system restore point. You may be thinking, well, why don't I just go over to system restore points and create one there? Well, you can do if you want to, but this is just another way of doing it and keeping everything in one place to make it a lot easier to use. Now, I've already got it looped back to the main menu, so in case you want to do more than one task in this section, rather than skipping on to the next bit, it goes back to the main menu, which is at that time System Restore Utility. You can have a look by viewing the restore points, and you can see right here, and you can clear all of these if you want to as well. So let's press on number 3 here to clear all the system restore points. And again, as you can see, it's automatically looped back to System Restore Utility, and that's because it's designed that way. So next, we can push 4 to skip and move on to the next step. The next step is Windows System Cleanup menu. Inside here, you can run all of the cleanup tasks. That's basically all of the tasks you can see below, removing temporary folders. There's loads of stuff in here like prefetch temps and loads of other areas that stores junk files or stores files that are not in use, and it just takes up space, and it also slows the system down. So clearing this out does help a little bit. Next, you've got clearing the delivery optimization cache. You've got run disk cleanup as well. That is using the built-in cleanup tool, but it will remove windows.old folders and stuff like that. So you can just work your way through this list right here and choose what you want to use. I've done it as an option-based thing because I think rather than just run the script and let it do a bunch of stuff behind the scenes, I think it's better to give people a choice what they want to run rather than just run loads and loads of different things on a script. So you can see here, we can choose number 4, and that's going to run the disk cleanup, and it will automatically start, and it will remove all the temporary files, all the old Windows.old folders and stuff like that if they are there. So be warned, it is the advanced version that we're running there. You've got resetting icon cache, resetting Windows Store as well, and all the cache inside there. Reset Windows Update components. If you're having issues with your Windows updates, you can clear the system distribution and the cat root folder here, and it will clear all that, and hopefully the updates will be fixed. It's just basically a basic step that a lot of people have to go through, go into command prompt or use some other tools to fix it. And this method is a tried and trusted method that works quite a lot, because sometimes files get caught inside the Windows software distribution area where all your updates go down, and it gets congested in there or corrupted, and sometimes clearing it out can help fix Windows updates. So let's go ahead and you can reset it like so, and it will go off and start to reset those components. So what we want to do next is move on to the skip section here, so we can skip to the next section. And depending on what your needs are, you can choose which ones you want to do on your system. Now, a lot of stuff you can do within Windows itself, but these are automated, and it saves a lot of time, especially if you're working on computers all the time. These sort of tools can make life a lot easier. So what we're going to do here now is I'm just going to quickly reset the icon cache right here. If you've got an issue with your icon cache, you can quickly reset that right there. So let's move on to the next step by going to number 8, and this will skip on to the next one, which is software and framework menu. So inside here, you've got install all the common VC++ redistributables, and that's from 2005 to 2022. If you play a lot of retro games and things like that, sometimes these are used to help those games run. And you've also got check.NET framework installation and versions here. And we've also got the update the .NET runtimes. You've got update all of the Winget and Chocolatey apps right there as well. You can do that there, or you can install useful software using Winget. So I'm going to start off by installing the Visual C++ redistributables, and you can see they've all gone in nicely there. I speeded that up a little bit because it does take a bit of time to download and get them installed. So what we can do now is move back to the main menu and have a look at some other things. So you can check the .NET framework as well for installations and versions. So let's go ahead and we can type 2 and press enter. And there you go. There is the results right there on the screen. You can also update the .NET runtimes if you wanted to right here. So we can choose free, press enter. Let me do that one more time because it was on the other menu. So let's go ahead and do that one more time here. And there we go. Updating the .NET runtimes, and it can't see any installed packages found matching this criteria. That means there's not there. And it will basically say .NET update finished. And that's because it couldn't find any updates that needed. So let's move on to something else here. Now, if you want to install all of the common software you can do, like common useful software that is used, you can use Winget to download and install these. Now I've put a few of these in a list just to add these in just to show you, but basically it can be customized to your own liking and you can put in whatever apps you want. Basically just have to put the ID code in and it will go ahead and download these. So if you install software on your system and you use certain types of software, I would advise you to put all of that software in the list. So when you reinstall Windows, you can quickly drop the script on the system and install all your software in one go. So let me go ahead and quickly show you by typing in 5 and press enter, and I'll speed this up. It's going to go ahead and install, say for instance, Google Chrome, but that could be any other browser you want really. I'll just do Mozilla Firefox here just to show you, but it basically pull down Mozilla Firefox as well as an example, and it'll install a bunch of other software on here. So depending on how many apps you're installing will determine how long this takes. So I'll speed this up and you can see it's now starting to install the software right here because it's got Microsoft Power Toys here, Notepad++, Steam, Microsoft Windows Terminal, and some other useful stuff on here as well. So that is how you can basically use that, and you can set this up how you like. And you can see we've also got export installed software lists here as well. So all the software installed, it will give you a list, and we can go on to the next one by typing 8 in the list, and we're moving on to System Health Check menu. So inside here we can do an all-in-one fix, SFC plus DISM plus cleanup, and that is basically using some of the ones down below, and it will do an all-in-one scan on your system one after the other rather than you having to type anything in. You can also do individual scans like SFC scan now by using number 2, or you can do a check health to see whether it's repairable, and you can do that by doing number 3 or number 4. You've got DISM or DISM scan health. You can run that as well, and you can analyze component store as well. Let's do that one and I'll show you how that works. Push number 5 in the menu and it will go and do a scan on the system, and it will give us the information. And I showed this in yesterday's video where I showed you how to run a lot of this stuff in command prompt. You can do that from a script just like I'm doing right here, and it makes life a lot easier for people that are not familiar with remembering these commands. It's all there already done for you, so you wouldn't have to remember anything. And you can see it's recommending a cleanup there on the list. So let's take a look at some other options that we have available. We could use the cleanup WinSXS folder, and this will clean that up as well. And we can also do the DISM repair Windows image, restore health if there's issues, or you can do a deep clean using the reset base if you wanted to clear that out there, which we just showed you earlier, where it says it's recommended reclaimable packages free, and you can clean it by using these commands right here. Obviously, you need to understand what this is doing and what it's for, otherwise it's not much use to you. You can go and do some research online and it will tell you what these commands do or what they actually do for your system. So let's move on. We've got service package cleanup as well. Any sort of service packs that were downloaded and installed and left behind, all the remnants left behind, it will clean that out and remove those. And you can just do 9 right here and it will go ahead and remove backup files created during service pack, and you can see it's cleaned that out. There's a little error there I can see. There's probably no service pack on this system, so that's probably why it's kicked back an error, but I'll look at that before I release. There's some little niggles on this at the moment. I'm still working on it, so it's still work in progress, and I want to add some more stuff to this. And you can see the driver management menu right here. We can back up drivers to the desktop. We can also clean up old drivers as well. And there's an error right there that's just happened, and I'll quickly fix that. And this is basically what happens when you're coding. You could sometimes get little errors. Might be, you can see right here, it's saying the destination path. So let me just quickly resolve that, and I will quickly run this task again, and it should work this time around. So let's go ahead, and what we'll do is we'll do a backup of the drivers to the desktop. Let me go ahead and fix that bit of code. And there we go. I've just fixed the code. So I'm going to try it one more time. Press 1. And now it's working. You can see we've got the actual folder created, and inside here there will be content populated here in a second. It's just still exporting. There we go. And now it's exported. Now it says no third-party drivers found. That's because there is no third-party drivers on here. It's on a virtual machine. But you can see it's downloaded all of these drivers, which is quite useful. And again, this script's going to come without any warranty or any support. Once you've got it, it's down to you what you do with it. I will be updating it from time to time as well with newer features, and I'll keep you posted on my website. But you can see right here, Double Driver is now downloading the file, and there was trouble with some extraction right here. But basically, this is what you're going to be getting, and you can back up and restore drivers using their third-party software if you choose to use that. It still needs a bit of polishing up on the code there for that particular double driver, but yeah, that's it. So you can also clean out old drivers, old driver packages here, and I can say Wi-Fi yes. It says warning, this will clean out old driver packages that are left behind after you've installed drivers. It normally leaves the folder with all of the contents in there, and that can take up space and also cause issues. So we've got that removed. And again, there's also enable automatic driver updates or disable automatic driver updates. Some people like to disable those because they don't want Windows installing drivers. So we're going to skip on to the next part here because there's quite a lot, and I'm going to cover all of this, but this is on the network management menu right here. And again, you can show IP config, you can show Wi-Fi passwords, you can reset Wi-Fi adapters, you can flush DNS, cache, you can do a full network repair, which is resetting all the network stack, and you can monitor connections using the netstat space -ANO, which I showed in yesterday's video, and there's also ARP space -A as well, which you can use a list of all the connected devices there on your network. It will show all that as well, and you can also view and save the routing table right there as well. And you can see this is some information which I showed in yesterday's video, which no one watched for some reason. Maybe they were not interested in that sort of content. But basically, yeah, I covered some of this stuff on how to basically do a lot of this stuff in the terminal window of Windows, and you can run a lot of stuff here. And you can see establish connections and also listening ones as well. And you can use the task kill to kill some of these PIDs off if it's a malicious program or something like that running, or piece of malware. So you can also see here we've got other information coming up here, and this is useful if you're into sort of troubleshooting or even just doing a bit of networking stuff. It's quite useful. Now, if you've got any suggestions for extra added features or extra things you would like to see added into this to make your life easier, by all means leave them in the comments section down below, or post them on my Discord server. That's where we have conversations about stuff like this. If that interests you, by all means join the server. The link is in the video description. And again, it's quite useful, this sort of stuff, if you're doing a lot of PC maintenance. There's some other useful stuff like DNS providers. You can change those here, and I can add more of these if you want them, and you could just simply just press the number and it will change your DNS just that quickly, and that's done. So that's also quite useful to add into this script, and I can add more stuff. If I carry on to the next section, you can see this is firewall management. You can refresh the firewall rules. You can add a new firewall rule, or you can edit or modify firewall rules here, or you can export firewall policies or import firewall policies right here and restore default firewall rules. So if someone's been messing around with your computer and it's messed up with your firewall settings, you can restore them back to defaults from here. Very simple. You got your power options menu right here as well. This gives you either to set balanced power plans, high performance power plans, power saving power plans, and ultimate performance plans as well. And you've also got turn off your hard drive so it never goes to sleep, and you can set that here. And you've got sleep and hibernation options, disable fast startup, monitor sleep never. So basically your monitor will never go to sleep. It will stay on all the time if that's how you have your set. Link state power management on or off. And you can generate a battery report. If you're on a laptop, it will give you a full battery report of your actual battery to see the health of that battery. This is an actual virtual machine, so if I did it, it will probably kick up a load of errors, so it's not worth doing. System utilities menu. Here you've got your check disk scan only, and you've got your check disk fix on reboot, and you've also got optimized drive, your trim or defrag. If you've got a hard drive, it will detect it and it will do a trim on your drive, or retrim, and basically clear out any free space on that drive. And you can see here also system reporting menu. You can generate a full hardware report here, and you can also do other things like generate a detailed system report as well underneath that for HTML. There's some system settings menu right here. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave these in, but these are starting to get down the sort of de-bloat route, and I don't want to go down that path. I may be just leaving in the reserve storage, also Windows recall, web search. I've tried to keep it just basic stuff inside here that nags people, like the Microsoft account nags and ads, all notifications, end task, and also doing stuff like show file extensions. You've got disable Copilot, disable widgets, disable task view, and so on. I can go on all day by adding all those in there, but I don't want it becoming a complete de-bloat system. This is doing it yes or no. Do you want to disable these? You can skip it also if you want to, if you don't want to mess with it, and use another tool like, say, Chris-Titus Text Tool or WinHance or something like that for those types of de-bloats. If you want to see a separate type of PowerShell script for de-bloating, let me know in the comment section down below. Again, there's plenty of other really good options out there for that sort of stuff. Anyway, with that said, I think that's going to be about it. Let me know your thoughts on the actual script, whether you think I should enhance it even more, or whether leave it as is, or completely scrap it and just use something else. I'll be interested to read all your comments down below. My name has been Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Just want to say a quick shout out to all my YouTube members who have joined my YouTube members group. I really do appreciate the support, and I shall catch you in the very next video, or I'll see you on our Discord server for a chat. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.